Hello there and welcome to the World News and Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Esther Mwachuku and these are the top stories. Peter Obi speaks on leadership positions. Wike explains no regret making Fuba Rivers governor. Lawmakers budget 30 billion naira for National Assembly renovation. Details now. Welcome back. The world news begins with the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, asking Nigerian leaders to use their positions for the ultimate benefit of the people who gave them access to power. The former governor of Anambra State said he was impressed with the huge empowerment program for the constituents, especially the less privileged ones, saying that it is a true representation which impacts the people positively. He urged Wike to continue to invest in critical projects such as education, health, and poverty eradication that will leave more lasting benefits from the people and the society. Then in an exclusive interview with Voice of the People 90.3 FM in collaboration with Voice of the People Television, here is Peter Obi's reaction to the essence of leadership and what is required to remedy the economic downturn Nigeria is currently experiencing. Let's take a listen to him. Concerning the fact that leadership was important in every facet and they need to think about the people more than themselves, specifically considering how the economy is at the moment and the kind of leadership that we have. Can you talk a little bit on that?
Well, what I said is that for me, the failure of Africa, or most countries in Africa, is squarely on leadership. Africa have good weather, is shown. They have productive youth who are energetic and willing to work if they're shown the right direction. We have arable land, we have mineral resources. So if you look at all this, what is lacking is leadership that will manage these assets productively. And if that happens, Africa should not be looking for aid. We should be contributing to the aid.
Interesting. What measures do you think we can apply now in order for us to move the country forward? Nigerians are suffering, groaning in abject poverty. How do we provide that sense of succor, that little relief within this little interim?
To make sure that our leadership selection process must improve. The youths and everybody must now sacrifice in ensuring that we have good leadership. A leadership which they can follow up even in implementing what they look for. However, last minute, the government, for best reasons known to them, cancelled the conference and everything. 3 of us had already arrived, which is Professor Lumumba, Dr. Alkara, and myself.
And no explanation was given to the cancellation.
We did give interview to show the purpose of the convention. The purpose of the convention is strictly to start African conversation on how to give the youth hope. Africa cannot continue to go the way it's going, because today Africa has the highest pool of energetic young people in their productive age. Out of Africa 1.4 billion population, they have 1.1 billion youths who are energetic, talented, and can take over the world. And Africa have the best assets today globally. No other person, no other continent had that. Human resource which I've just described. We have the mineral sources. No other continent has the amount of minerals that Africa has. We have 40% of the world gold today, 90% of the platinum. And in terms of countries, of course, oil and everything, in terms of countries, one country that has highest amount of minerals is Congo, sitting on 24 trillion worth of minerals. Africa as a continent has 65% uncultivated arable land. If you question all this, Africa is going to go. So you must give the young ones hope.
Now talking about
this, and so it is then decided that with all this potential, Africa is home to the poorest number of people. We're out of 700 million people that are poor globally today, 431 million from Africa, over 60%. That is not acceptable.
Not acceptable indeed. Now taking the people's money. So the young man
have 160 million naira for a legislator, and you pay a professor 400,000 a month. So if the professor decides not to eat, not to do anything, but to save his money, annually he will save maximum 4.8 million naira, call it 5 million. So if he saves his money for 30 years without eating, without doing anything, he will not be able to buy the car you personally said. It is unacceptable. You must dismantle this to make the society move. People must take their...
And that was an exclusive interview with VOP TV as well as VOP 90.3 FM with the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi. He was speaking distinctively there on the essence of leadership and the importance of more production, more than consummation. He also reiterated on the fact that for leadership to go forward, it is all about selflessness. And this is a reiteration or a fireback to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, specifically speaking on how leadership helps to equip a more productive society, specifically targeting the youth, giving them a sense of relief. That was basically what the conversation was all about. I also will have an analyst who will be joining us, via the telephone to speak on more of this issue as regards to Peter Obi's explanation during that particular interview as well, and of course other issues in the world news at 12. Now moving on to Rivers State, there the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has said he had no regret about supporting Similai Fubara to become the governor of Rivers State. The former Rivers governor said he and some leaders of the state picked and worked for Fubara's emergence as a governor because they believed he was capable of consolidating his legacy. According to Wike, the Rivers leader supported Fubara to become the governor to ensure the unity of the state, adding that if he had wanted an Ikwere man, nobody would have stopped him. Wike explained that he had to ask those who showed interest, including the former Rivers PDP chairman Felix Oboa, to stop their ambition in order to pave the way for a governor from the riverine area. He disclosed that he invited Oboa, who was a major contender for the governorship election then, to his house and asked him to drop his ambition and become the Director General for the campaign. I actually have on the telephone Mr. Darlington, who is a political and social affairs commentator. Mr. Darlington, good afternoon and welcome to the World News at 12.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, and how are you today?
I am fine, thank you so much. Mr. Darlington, I don't know if you listened to the exclusive interview that VOP 90.3 as well as VOP television had with the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, where he talked about selflessness in terms of leadership, and that the only way that the Nigerian government can move forward is for leaders to become selfless. And that is speaking on the current situation within the Nigerian economy at the moment, with what we're experiencing, the extreme amount of embezzlement ongoing, and of course, the better energy situation that is on ground. That is basically what he was referring to. What would you say concerning his reaction?
In fact, I like what Peter B has been saying.
Okay.
Even from his campaign, he has always said that he will move Nigeria from consumption to production.
Okay.
And that is the only way we can get out of the woods. He did it in Anambra. In fact, Nobody knew P2B until he performed that magic in Anambra.
All right.
And to date, nobody have rivaled him. All the accolades he's getting today is because of his performance in Anambra. And I believe that such a man is what Nigeria needs. It has been his character. P2B is not profligate. He's not ready to spend and squander people's money.
All right. In reaction,
he had the opportunity, but he never did that.
In reaction to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I'm sure you know that the president as well as the All Progressives Congress have insisted, emphatically actually stated that 2027 they are confident of winning the leadership or getting to become the president, or the party would indeed be the one to lead in 2027. Now, other critics have talked about the fact that what about governance now? They've talked about the fact that there is an economic downturn. Multinational companies are leaving. The Nigerian youth seem not to have a sense of direction, considering the stage at which drugs are being used by the youth. Peter Obi is insisting that for any sense of government, leadership must be selfless. In firing back to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do you think President Tinubu understands what the responsibility that he has on his shoulder at the moment?
He does not.
Well, why do you say he doesn't? Because when you campaign to say you want to be the leader,
what you don't have. Tinubu is not known for what you are expecting from him. All his life, Tinubu have not done any productive venture. He has been living on government money.
Are you sure? He was the governor of Lagos State.
I said,
and
is that not where he became what he became? Up to today, is Tinubu now the governor of Lagos State? Can the governor of Lagos State do anything without Tinubu say so? No, answer me. He has been living on government money. Go and check all the land in Lagos. Who have majority of them? Esther, you cannot expect somebody who have nothing to give you something. It is not possible. Tinubu has been known for what he's doing, so I am not surprised. Since he came into office, is that not squantamania, looting, corruption? Is that not what we have been hearing? Look at the amount of money they have stolen under his watch. All the time he came into office, look at him allocating money to every Dick and Harry, as if the money is going out of fashion. Is there any serious attack on the economy? Any serious attack on agriculture except lip service? Is that not what Tinubu has been doing? Tell me one thing he has done to gear up our productive sector, except to talking. Meanwhile, himself and his accolades and his ministers, they are looting money right, left, and center. When we are lucky, we hear some of the things they have done, like this Edu Matana that leaked.
Yes.
Do you think they wanted you to see that memo? It's not that the thing leaked. If it did not leak, answer, you and I will not hear about it. You want to tell me that that's the only thing that has happened?
Mr. Darlington.
The subsidy he removed, has he not been paying subsidy? Who is benefiting from it?
Mr. Darlington,
you know the company that is benefiting from subsidy as we speak now.
Mr. Darlington, in relation to that, actually, apparently the National Assembly has increased its budget allocation for the renovation of its complex by an additional 30 billion naira in the 2024 appropriation bill, right? Originally, the National Assembly's budget for 2024 was set at 197.93 billion naira, while the figure was raised significantly to 344.85 billion naira, as signed into law by President Bola Tinubu on January 1. Now, this budget is the largest ever allocated to the Nigerian legislature, marking a new high in legislative spending. It is a reaction to this that Peter Obi is actually talking about, the cost of governance and how monies are being allocated to sectors that may not necessarily need it when you have the general populace looking for this amount of money. Now, why would the National Assembly's budget increase to this magnanimous sum from 197.93 billion naira to 344.85 billion naira? What facelift do they want to do? What renovations do they need to implement? I'd like to know your take on that.
Yes. Please, I want to ask you, is Tinubu aware of this money that this National Assembly allocated to themselves?
It was signed into law January 1, yes.
He is aware. He has signed the budget without questioning them why they should put that money there. You know why he kept quiet?
Why?
Because the National Assembly is equally know what he himself has done. That is why nobody can checkmate each other. A president that wants to repair an economy will not allow this type of profligacy. He should have returned that budget and tell them to remove that money. But he does not have the guts to tell them that. He cannot. That was why people on their own, unilaterally, included 1.2 trillion and then allocated another 100 billion to themselves without anybody questioning anybody. And that is a man who said we should have a new hope. So, you don't expect any other thing. Tinubu is trying to safeguard himself in the hands of those who will give him problem. If they want to impeach Tinubu today, it is the National Assembly. So it is in his interest to pacify them, to give them whatever they want. That is why the military have the highest allocation. Just look at all those, it is elitist budget. Tinubu just allocated money to those who will give him problems so that they can allow him to do whatever he wants to do. Nothing else.
All right.
That is the truth.
Mr. Darlington, Peter Obi has always insisted on what you call more of production than consumption. Ever since, all through his campaign, that has been his constant mantra. And while he visited Onitsha, he joined a senator representing Anambra North Senatorial Zone. He used the opportunity to address some anomalies currently being experienced in government. And one of the things he talked about is the fact that, according to him, leadership positions must always be for the benefit of the people and not leadership positions for the benefit of the elites or benefit of whoever it is that's in leadership. Can you say for sure that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is in a position to serve the people and not serve himself, or specifically most of his ministers that he put in place?
Please, Esther. Why would you want Tinubu to give what he does not have? That is not part of his agenda.
Mr. Darlington, you keep making reference. Mr. Darlington, you keep making reference to the fact that he doesn't have what it takes. Why would you campaign to become a president without understanding if you have the qualities to be the president or not? If you don't understand the responsibilities involved.
Nigerian politics under APC is money politics. What money cannot do, more money can do it. That is what APC believe in. They are not interested in character. They are not interested in performance. They don't even want to repair any economy. Their own is come and eat money as much as you can, and then leave the state for another person to take over. That is what they came for. And you can see it playing out. A man has told you where he's going. So why would you expect magic from him? All the things they promise you, I bet you by this time next year, you will see that nothing has been done because there is nothing to do. No money. Is it not when your economy is productive that you have money to do whatever you want to do? Bloomberg has told you that we should prepare for a hard time this year because the economy is down. How can you make progress with borrowed money? Tell me how. Mention that person that succeeded to become something with borrowed money. With all the things God has given us, Tinubu neglected it. Buhari neglected it, but they're interested in borrowing money. This is the money PDP cleared under Obasanjo. They have now accumulated the same debts with nothing to show for it. Since APC came into office, it is on record that they have their budget has spanned over 123 trillion. Esther, look around you, look Nigeria. Does this economy look like a place where they invested even 30 trillion naira? Since Buhari came into office and left, and now Tinubu. The money is being siphoned to go and live large in other parts of the world.
Mr. Darlington,
they are in private accounts.
Mr. Darlington, we're actually running out of time. The National Consultative Front has stated that Atiku Abubakar of the PDP, as well as Peter Obi and other opposition leaders, are at the moment not focused on contesting for the 2027 presidency. However, I do not agree with this because Atiku Abubakar has come out to say that he is contesting the 2027 presidency. He would actually want to be be nominated at the primaries to be the one to fly the party's flag. Well, the group is led by Pat Utomi, and he actually it was signed by its acting spokesperson Hamisu Santureki in Abuja on Sunday. And according to him, he said the opposition leaders are set to initiate a new ultra mega political party to rescue Nigeria from the misrule of the APC, adding that the inaugural meeting will take place this month. Do you think that the Labour Party will want to be part of this coalition or this merger, just like the APC did, the APC did in terms of the merger in 2015? Do you think the Labour Party will want to be part of this big merger of political parties?
No. Labour Party will never be part of them. I don't even want Peter to join any party. He is man enough to win this presidency based on his integrity and character. He has a very good profile.
Critics have said that. Hold on, Mr. Darlington. Critics have said that the Labour Party would be wise to merge. That this is the only way they can wrestle power from the APC in 2027. Otherwise, the APC may be at the forefront and strategically being ahead of the chessboard.
I disagree.
Okay.
Esther, I disagree. You know, you cannot be clever for too long.
Okay.
Tinubu was too lucky the last time. I don't think he will be lucky again by 2027 because the only thing the Supreme Court said about his record from CSU was that Atiku brought it late.
Okay.
They did not dispose it. They did not dismiss it. They only said he brought it late. And I'm very, very confident that this time around, Atiku will bring it early enough. I only pray that the Tinubu should submit that certificate again to INEC.
And well, we do know he will not do that.
Yeah, let him submit it now because he submitted it the last time, so he must submit it again. And if he did not, then you and I would not start asking questions. Because he said he had a first class and they gave him scholarship. So why would you present it again? You must present it again.
I had some legal practitioners right here in the studio, and they said it is not necessary for him to present that document anymore. So he may choose to present or not, so long as he can read and write. That's what the law states.
No, my dear. Anyway, I will elaborate on this later today.
Okay.
Look, whether Tinubu brings it or not, he is in a dilemma. Are you getting what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Under our laws, you are not expected to benefit from your criminal act. You lied when you presented those certificates. That was why you came into office in the first place. And that was why you were accepted. So you cannot come the second time now and say you will not submit the same certificate. Then somebody will not ask you, the one you presented before, what happened to it? There is no way you can discontinue that.
Okay.
It's not possible. You cannot claim that you don't have any certificate in 2027 when you have already presented some certificate in 2023. That is when this denial and this lie and this fraud will now be open. His supporters will now know that ab initio, Tinubu doesn't have a primary school certificate. Yes, that is the dilemma he will be in 2027. He cannot regular for it. He cannot even go to CSU to say they should give him any certificate. He cannot even obtain any one because people will ask, where did you obtain this one? The date will be there now. Even if you want to do that, who is that person that will come to testify on your behalf? I told you that the mistake of 2020 cannot happen in 2027. People are now aware. You cannot come and tell us that you can only read and write, therefore you should become a president. It can never happen.
But that is
it will never happen. He will face more legal battle now than before.
Okay. All right, Mr. Darlington, thank you so much for your time on the World News at 12. I sincerely do appreciate you sharing.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you.
Or shedding light on these issues. Thank you. All right. Now, to wrap up the World News at 12, here again are the top stories. You heard that Peter Obi speaks on leadership positions and the essence of leadership. Wike explains no regret making Fubara Rivers governor, and lawmakers budget 30 billion naira for National Assembly renovation. That's a wrap on the World News at 12 and Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. My name is Esther Wachuku. Up next is a repeat broadcast of the Political Spotlight. To have yourself an amazing afternoon. A new dawn, a new story from the station that keeps you informed. Breaking news, fresh from the scene.
We have a lot all over the country who have been shouting and saying, no, because we know that that's a very faulty